Welcome everyone to the Nest for St David's versus Kingsley here in the Whispy Mid-Season Cup. I'm the commentator as per usual of Dom, and we have two good teams facing it today. St David's, well, arguably one of the best teams in the Blocks Football Conference, and Kingsley is Kingsley. St David's at its strongest here at the moment. Its best. Oh my god. Hang on a minute. At its best since season 5, I want to say. Yeah, since season 5, when they obviously were competing in the playoffs. I was cut off to seeing the squads. So the squads for both teams here today. Why am I frozen? Okay. In defence we have Bolo and Josh Sloth. The wings of Cafe and Treeps. Striker being Eddie. For Kingsley in defence you have, I think, Dom and Cuckoo. Wings of Ida and PSG on Tiny Pop, and striker being PSG Best. This is the opening game of the Mid-Season Cup of St David's versus Kingsley. So, hopefully a good game ahead of us today. Let's make this a bit more realistic as well. We're doing... Wait, no. Can I do this? Minus bits of one. Watch out for the offsides. But anyway, we've got a good game ahead of us tonight under the floodlights of the Nest. St David's United taking on Kingsley United. I'm going to get this game underway. It's Cafe Pretzel to take it away for the first time. St David's vs Kingsley is underway, and it's the opener here of the Mid-Season Cup. Josh Sloth over to Cafe. Bolo tries to win the 50 against Tiny Pup. But obviously coming back from his loan at Glasgow United. Josh Sloth over to Treeps, trying to keep it up here. Eddie. Josh Sloth loses the ball here. And now Kingsley could be on the attack as Ida can get her shot away. As now St David's starting a counter-attack. What could happen here for the Falcons? Eddie tries to win the 50, however Ida knocks it past. Eddie fighting for the ball here. Can he get it past the Kingsley midfielder? Falls back out to Josh Sloth, who keeps it alive here for St David's. As they're chasing their first goal, Treeps can't get the 50. Bolo, Treeps headed to Eddie, who can't get the moss. Eddie tries from long range, good save by PSG. Headed up by Ida. Eddie wins the 50, falls to Treeps, returning from his loan, recalled from Kingston. Bolo, Treep. Dom. Bolo backpedals, but Josh Sloth is there to cover. Bolo's more of the attacking centre-back out of the two here. As Cuckoo backpedals, and there's some good backspin there. Luckily keeps Kingsley away from conceding their first goal. Eddie. Treeps. And that's the shot, but it's over the bar. Eddie with a rebound. 1-0 to St. David's. It's a goal for Cafe. And Kingsley, you've just been spread wide open there in the defence. Don't know if I've said it like that. Tony Pop takes it away as it falls already back to Eddie, back to Josh. Good passing plays. It's sprung up once again for St. David's. BSG gets it past the double press. Dom backpedals it. Now it's Eddie. Treep. And it's another attack. First time, I think, down this Treep wing. So we'll see how it goes. Treep battling for the ball. Tiny Pop heads it back to the corner. Bolo on the ball. He backpedals. Josh Sloth. Bolo knocks it past once again. Treeps. And Cafe with the double press. King Cuckoo gets over the top. Bolo. Past Dom to Eddie. Cafe. Back to Eddie. We could see another St. David's goal here. As Eddie tries to cross it in. Bolo from the distance, but it is cleared away. Treeps once again on the ball. Cleared up by Dom. Bolo puts it back in for St. David's, but is saved by Ida. Tiny Pop, can he reach to it? The ball's rolling, but Josh Sloth luckily gets there. Treep falls back to Cafe and Treep with the double press. PSG heads it over to the right-hand side. Eddie trying to get the ball up as Ida blocks it. Bolo over back to Eddie. Treeps. Eddie. Josh Sloth. Bolo. Through to Treep, who gets blocked. Good defending there here from Kingsley. Cleared away at the line once again. Bolo. Tiny Pop backpedals. There's PSG tries his luck to clear it away. However, it is blocked by Eddie. Treeps. Cafe, can he reach to it? Eddie can't get it at the back post. Treeps. Bolo. Dom tries to clear it up. It knocks past. Josh Sloth. As it falls to Tiny Pop. PSG fighting for the ball. Cuckoo. Ida. Cleared up, Cuckoo. Treep. It's just unlucky for St. David's. As it falls to a Cafe who can't get the shot away. Knocked over to the left-hand side, falls back over to Eddie. Treep, back to Eddie. As it falls to Tiny Pop, Dom can't get them reach to get the moss. Eddie. as Kingsley could even try and find their first goal here. They've been doing well to hold off St. David's here at the moment. As it's another opportunity, building up here for St. David's. Treep, Dom clears it over the top. Tiny Pop. Back into the corner. Could we see the cross? No. I think there was a bit of a lag ball there, but Ida, Dom can't get the shot away as it is wide there for Kingsley. Still Dom on the ball though, trying to knock it past Treep. Falls back to Cuckoo. Dom again. Cuckoo. Dom. Dom again. Can he find the cross? Cuckoo. Falls back to PSG. Good low ball. However, Dom hits it back to the German. As that's another opportunity building up with St. David's. Treeps. Through to Cafe. Falls cleared up by Tiny Pop. Eddie. Josh Sloth. Tree blocks as it falls to Bolo. Tree, Bolo again. Treeps. Cafe, that's going to go wide. Josh Sloth. Treep. Bolo. Bolo to Treeps, Cafe, back to Bolo. As we are nearly ending the first half here. Ida, Josh Sloth clears it up and it will be last attack. St. David's, and luckily the ball roll will not give a second goal to St. David's. Luckily for Kingsley. And there we go, half time here at the Nest. St. David's 1, Kingsley 0. Why doesn't it let me in? So we're going to get the second half underway here. And we're back underway. Eddie falls back to PSG as Kingsley trying to start this second half strongly. As Treeps on the ball. Can he get the cross? Cafe can't get the Moss. I'm trying to... There we go. As it falls to Cuckoo. Cuckoo's a tiny pop trying to win the 50. I'm going to have to rejoin whenever like a goal is scored. Hunted. Currently fighting for the ball as Ida has come off for Hunted. Spooky Hunted. Tiny pup. Tries his luck. It's saved. Tiny pup. Cuckoo, can he win the 50? Yep, gets it past the Tiny. Tiny to Dom, but it goes wide. Cleared away by Josh Sloth. Treeps. Agreed, Tiny pup. Spooky Hunted tries to get into the box, however, it is blocked with the 50 from Josh Sloth. Eddie now on the ball, trying to get it past Spooky Hunted, bringing it well for Kingsley. As it's now Eddie on the ball, falls to Cafe, who can get the shot away well. Eddie, anyone up for the Moss? Treeps can't get it at the back post. Cafe, Treep to Eddie, it is 2-0. Great Moss from the Romanian. As Dom has come off. Wait, let me quickly rejoin. Well, let me rejoin. There we go. Right, excuse me. Alright, let's quickly resort everything out. So we're going to get this game back underway. And there we go. We're back underway here at the Nest. St. David's 2, Kingsley 0. Agreed. Gets it over to Treeps. Can he get it past Hunt or Tiny Dog? Tiny Pup. BSG best. Toby Dog can't get the Moss. As it falls to Tiny Pup, blocked by Agreed. Treeps now. As it falls to Toby Dog. Can anyone get to the ball? Tiny Pop, that's going to go wide. Rebound is not up there for Kingsley. Treep. Cafe. Toby Dog brings it forward. Josh Love backpedals. Agreed is there to cover. Cafe. PSG tries to clear it with a great low ball. Toby Dog now double press with the Kingsley. Toby Dog over to Spooky Hunted. Spooky Hunted running with it. Can Kingsley find a goal here? Toby Dog backpedaled. It's a good shot, but it hits the post. As Kingsley nearly gets a goal back here at the Nest. Eddie now on the ball in the corner fighting with Spooky Hunted. Falls back to Toby Dog, who can't get the moss away. As it's cleared at the front post by Treep. Eddie. Treep. Back to Eddie. Josh Sloth. Woohoo's back post there for St. David's. They're leaving a critical little gap open for maybe Tiny Pop to get the goal. Toby Dog. Josh Sloth clears it up, blocked by Tiny Pop. Tiny Pop tries to control the ball as Cafe hits it over to Treep. Treep's bringing it forward. Still Treeps. Lose the 50 to Prototo. Headed over to Eddie. Back to Treep. Back to Cafe. Tiny Pop now intercepting the ball. Kingsley are still putting huge amounts of pressure here on St. David's. They're chasing their first goal. Toby Dog can't get the moss. Hunted. Falls back to PSG Best. Tiny Pop fighting for the ball here. Eddie gets it past PSG, but he obviously gets the ball first as it's an attempted triple press there from St. David's. However, it's not quite successful. Eddie crossed in for Treep. Treep's at the back post, who isn't there, is cleared away. Critical moment there for St. David's. It's Cafe. Can he put the shot away? Seems like he cannot. As Treep's trying to fight for the ball there. Agreed. It's a double press for Kingsley that brings the ball forward. Good jump from Toby Dog to block the ball. As it falls over to Toby Dog. Toby Dog trying to get over the top. Treeps knocks it past, however. Treep. Cafe, that's going to go wide. Eddie. Treep. Eddie. Treep. Save by Prototo. Still up for grabs and it's cleared away. What a save there from Prototo. Toby Dog wins the 50 there, but Josh Sloth covering well. Hunted. Toby Dog now on the ball. Josh Sloth's going to try and get to it. Tiny Pop knocks it over, but agreed with good covering. Clears it over to the right-hand side, or left-hand side now, sorry. Prototo. Tiny Pop through to Toby Dog. Spooky Hunted, and it's 2-1. It's a goal from the Lithuanian. And Kingsley have gotten a goal back. In off the post. It's a great kickoff block there from Hunted. Hunted's with some new kind of passion in him here today, as Hunted now tries to clear away. Prototo, good save by PSG. Prototo needs to look out for a ball like that. Toby Dog. Tiny Pop tries to get it past now. Treeps. As it's clear that St. David's have locked in again. Treeps. Eddie. That's over the bar. Good defending. If Kingsley get a second here, I will be astonished. It is just a mid-season tournament, but it will be quite surprising to see with the on paper, St. David's seem much more like the better team here, and the fact that it's quite a close game. Josh Sloth has a chance, but it's over the bar. Treeps now with the ball. Cross to the back post, but Eddie can't get the moss. Hunted. Can he get to the ball? Wins the 50, gets it to Toby Dog. Toby Dog can't get it past Josh Sloth as it falls to Cafe. Eddie on the ball. Brings it to the corner. As it's Eddie falls to Toby Dog. Eddie Treeps hits the post. Rebound cleared away by Prototo. As it's another dire moment there for Kingsley. That's the second time in the span of, 3 minutes that's happened? As that was a close opportunity for St. David's to get their third as Tiny Pop brings it forward just off of having to defend, agreed covering. Tiny Pop over the top to Toby Dog. Double press not working as Treeps and Cafe trying to get it forward. As falls to Toby Dog. Agreed trying to clear it up. Eddie AFK at the moment. Never mind, he's back. Tiny Pop. Treeps knocks it past. It falls to Prototo. Eddie gets the ball first though. PSG somehow pushing the triple press over to the sideline. Tiny Pop. Toby Dog. Hunted. PSG. Cleared up forward. Toby Dog. Still an opportunity building up here for St. David's here. However, Kingsley might even take it up the other end. PSG. As it could be three. Treeps in the corner. Falls out to Cafe. Cleared up by PSG. As agreed. Clears it over to Spooky Hunted. Josloff backpedals. And it's the last attack, Kingsley. If Kingsley get the goal here, I will be quite astonished. PSG. Treeps clears it over to Eddie. Can Eddie get it past? It's over the line. And that's full time. St. David's 2. Kingsley 1. Thank you guys for